Oh, guys, I almost forgot to mention this. So, in order for you to apply a resident visa here in New Zealand, you must live here in New Zealand for 2 years. So, not really like exactly 2 years, guys, as long as other people. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Jin here. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to share with you some genuine tips on how we get our residency here in New Zealand under partnership category or under the category of partnership. So me and my son, we are already a resident here in New Zealand. So yeah, and the reason why I am sharing this to you guys, because we just celebrated our 3 years anniversary here in New Zealand. I can't believe time flies so fast, so quick, guys. I can't believe that me and my son are both living here in New Zealand together for 3 years, but I really miss my country, Philippines. Oh, we cannot wait to to go back to the Philippines and have a nice vacation. So yes, to those who follow on my journey, guys, you know that the last time I shared a video, some tips on how we get our visa or how we get in here in New Zealand, me and my son. So it's a bit of a long process, guys. We didn't get our residency straight away because that's not the way. So yeah, I'm going to link that video down below in my description box, so you'll be able to watch those tips as well. So what we did and well, first thing what we did, or some tips last time. So we didn't really apply residency straight away because that's not. So we didn't really apply a resident visa straight away when we get here in New Zealand, guys, because that's not how it works. So without further ado, let's get right into the first tip. So tip number one, guys, the first tip that I'm going to share with you today on how we get our residence visa here in New Zealand, me and my son. Just be genuine of your application, guys. Be honest and genuine of your application. I always say that. Last video that I shared, I also mentioned that be honest and genuine of your application. So the immigration officers, they are trained, they will know if you are genuine with your application or not. So just be honest and be genuine. Easy as that. Alright, love, so before I'm going to share with you the tip number two, I want to share with you a little bit of our background or history, or yes, what's the story regarding our New Zealand journey as a family. Our journey in New Zealand as a family. So me and my son, the first time we got here in New Zealand, that was way back 2019, and we didn't really apply a resident visa straight away because that's not how it works. So the first visa that we applied is the easiest application, which is the visitor visa. So reason why I chose that visa in the first time, or at that time, the first time we got here, because yeah, I have a feeling that we will get approved straight away because visitor visa is easy, and also under the visitor visa here in New Zealand, we can take our children under 18 years old as a dependent. So because I really want to make sure that I can take my son with me, and we just have to make sure, we just need to make sure that we supply all the documents needed. Like if you are a single parent, you need to supply that yes, you are a single parent. You don't need a signature from the father of your kid, and also the custody. So you can get that custody paper from the SWD office in the Philippines, because that's what I did, and yes, it was legal and valid. So I was so stressed on that first application, guys, because we almost got declined, but yes, fortunately I was able to catch up all the additional requirements needed. So yeah, luckily we got approved for 1 year visitor visa, me and my son, to stay here in New Zealand. And the condition of that visitor visa is before our visa expires, or before our visitor visa expires, me and my son, we need to apply for me for a work visa, and my son for a student visa. So yes, when we got here for like almost a year, I wasn't able to apply a job because I don't have a work visa, and so was my son. He wasn't able to go to school. So it's a bit of a process, guys, and lots of adjustment. And then yes, it was like maybe after 6 months of staying here, we didn't really apply the work visa straight away. So but then yeah, if I remember, yes, it was 6 months. After 6 months of us living here in New Zealand, way back 2019. So we also got really lucky that yeah, we got here in New Zealand at that year 2019, before the COVID starts, because I believe, as I can remember, we got here July 2019 and the COVID-19 started October, I think. So we got really lucky. And then we applied, the next visa that we applied is a work visa for me and a student visa for my son. So under work visa, I cannot make my son as a dependent. So I can only apply work visa for myself and a separate visa for my son, student visa. But I am the sponsor and my husband. So 2 visas separately. Separate. So that was the process, and we did it. Was so stressful, guys. I think the hardest visa that we have processed is the work visa and the student visa for my son. So but yeah, we got very lucky as well. Fortunately, we got approved for for that visa. So and then we get approved for like 1 year, another 1 year for my son's student visa and my work visa. And then before it expires, we need to apply resident visa. So yes, we make sure that we apply resident visa before my work visa and my son's student visa expires. So luckily it was a quick process. I think resident visa as well is like the visitor visa application or resident visa application. All the requirements needed are just similar, guys. Resident visa is not really a hard one to apply because you can also just make your kid as a dependent. And yeah, it's just normal. When you have the immigration officer, they will ask for an additional documents and you just need to supply. And yes, and we got really lucky because it was just like 3 months after we applied the resident visa. I think after 3 months we got approved. So it was a bit of a, it was quick because most people waited for like 10 months, 6 months, 9 months. So we were so happy, guys. So finally, me and my son are both now residents. So we got approved just last year, guys, March 2021. So we got our resident visa. So we are already a resident here in New Zealand for a year now, and we are up to our next visa, which is the permanent resident visa here in New Zealand. So I need to apply. We need to apply separate visa, resident visa for me and my son. So it's not really. I believe it's going to be a quick process as well for a permanent resident visa because I have reviewed the details there in the website. And yes, guys, so everyone's visa, guys, has different conditions. It depends of the New Zealand immigration. So we just got lucky that yeah, they I feel contented with all the conditions that they have provided for me and my son. So that's how I feel, that they feel how genuine I am with my application. So if you are curious, guys, of how we apply our visa, so the first visa we applied, visitor visa, we applied it through submission, not online application, because there's 2 ways of you and how you can apply visa here in New Zealand, through online application or through submission. So the first visa that we applied, which was the visitor visa, we applied through submission. The second visa, or the rest of the visas that we applied, so Now, the work visa, student visa, and the resident visas, we applied it through online. And yes, we had some issues, we had troubles with printers, and yeah, some technical issues, guys, but my husband is a techie person, so he's pretty good at that. So yeah, it went smoothly, and yeah, we are so successful with the application, and I hope that yeah, there's 2 more to go, the permanent resident visa and the citizenship. All right, love, so let's get right into tip number 2. It's so helpful if you don't have any criminal records, guys, because that is the first big problem, I think, for New Zealand immigration to disapprove your visa if you have criminal records. If you have criminal records and your partner. So it's so important, guys. So thankfully, I don't have any criminal records. So was my husband. So yeah, we just need to provide the international, myself, I need to provide the international NBI clearance. And yeah, my husband as well, he needs to provide his police background here in New Zealand. So yes, that it is really helpful, guys. Make sure that you don't have any criminal records. It's so important for us to be good in the community and the society, guys, to not do any stupid things. So yeah, we won't be in trouble. So let's get on to tip number 3. Submit all the legal documents needed. So it is so important, guys, that we submit all the legal documents needed, like tenancy agreement, ownership of the house, or the proof of billing with your name and your husband. And yeah, everything, guys, all the documents that they require, joint account, with you and your husband or partner. So that's very important, guys. If you cannot submit all those legal documents needed, the New Zealand immigration is likely to disapprove your application. So yes, that's the main legal documents. But yeah, I will link the website down below in my description box, so you feel free to check it out. All the documents needed for you to apply a resident visa are all there in the website, guys. So yeah, feel free to check out that website there in my description box. So tip number 4, guys, I just mentioned it, guys. In order for us to apply New Zealand visas or resident visa or whatever visa we want to apply here in New Zealand, we need to visit their website. So yeah, I just don't need to mention it, guys. Just visit there in my description box. Feel free to check it out after watching this video, and just visit the website, guys. It's all there. So when you visit the website, guys, you'll be able to see all the documents needed, what you need to do. So there's also contact numbers there for New Zealand immigration if you would like to contact New Zealand immigration. And also you can apply it through online, and you can also apply it through submission. But me and my husband, we prefer to apply it through online application. Alrighty, so tip number 5. So you need to supply or submit all the additional documents needed that your New Zealand immigration officer asks for. So your New Zealand, when there is already a New Zealand officer assigned to your application, your New Zealand officer will let you know through email that, okay, Jin or Matt, you need to submit this additional documents, this and that, and they will also provide a date when you need to submit it. So you'll just need to make sure that you submit those documents before that date or on that date. So tip number 6, guys. I just mentioned it recently, if you can remember. So make sure to make a cover letter, guys, just in case if you need to explain about a specific document that you want the New Zealand immigration to understand. So yes, don't be lazy to make a cover letter. So what is a cover letter? A cover letter is just a letter, guys, that you want the immigration officer to read out. So for example, you will just like to my New Zealand officer, or if you know her name, you can just like to Sarah Smith, please understand, or just just make a nice letter, guys, a respectful, polite letter. So that's a cover letter. So if you want to explain about a specific document, and then yes, you need to make a cover letter, that really helps, guys. I think that's how my New Zealand immigration knows how genuine I am, because yes, I love to make a letter, especially when I need to explain about a specific document. For example, guys, I have to share it with you because this is also very important for you to know. So my son, I cannot really ask a signature from her father because we don't have any communication. So there's no way for me to get his father's signature to sign. And so what I did is I just submit the custody paper, because I am the custody, or my son is my custody. He's my custody, under my custody, guys. And yeah, so I just showed that paper, submitted that paper, and I explained it to my immigration New Zealand officer that there's no way for me to ask his father because we don't have any communication. He don't even communicate us and his son, and yeah, I don't know where he is now and everything like that. And yeah, there's no one. And I was also begging there in the letter, guys. I asked the immigration to please understand that if my son will be declined, there's no one can look after him. It's only me and my husband. So things like that. So just be polite and make sure that you are also respectful as well and polite on that letter, cover letter. So yes, it really helps, guys, for your visa to be approved. Alrighty, so tip number 7 is, guys, make sure that you don't delete all your communication with your partner, with your Kiwi partner, or with your New Zealand partner, or even a Filipino partner here in New Zealand. You need to make sure that you keep all of your communication, because New Zealand immigration will definitely ask for it, because they want to see the dates that you communicated. They want to know if your communication is continuous. So yeah, that's how they know that your relationship with your partner is genuine. And also photos and social media, guys, photos together, screenshots, that really helps. So me, myself, I'm really a social media person. I always like take photos with my family, my son and my husband together. And the good thing about social media is there's a date, especially in Facebook, there's a date on it when you posted that specific event together with your family. So that's how the New Zealand immigration knows that yes, your relationship with your family or your partner is genuine. So tip number 8, loves, is to call New Zealand immigration. So don't hesitate to call New Zealand immigration whenever you need to ask them something. So they have contact numbers there for locals or international, for internationals, there in the website. So yes, feel free to check it out. Tip number 9, guys. The tip number 9 is just about the dependent. So yeah, about the dependent, meaning your kids. So I have a dependent when I applied my resident visa because I have a son. So if you have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, that's fine. As long as they are under 18, they can you can apply resident visa for them under your resident visa, so they can be a dependent under your resident visa. So that's a good thing about it. But if your kid is already, or if your son or daughter is already 18, they need to have a separate visa under maybe student visa or other categories, so they cannot be your dependent when they are 18. So that's the good thing about it. So yeah, and you just need to supply all the documents needed. You can also see all of those documents there in the website. They provided all the details there. Alright, love, so tip number 10. This is very important. I missed to share this tip on my last video, guys. So tip number 10, it's very important for you to make a checklist. So what is a checklist? Checklist is like when you do or when you make to-do list, guys. So for example, you make a square or a box square, write it down, write all the things down, number 1, 2, 3. What do you need? What are the requirements you need for this resident visa, for this work visa, for this visitor visa? So number 1, you need this birth certificate, you need this custody paper. So you write it down, guys. You make a checklist. So if you have this document already, so you can check. So meaning you have it already, because if you don't make checklists, guys, it's very confusing, because when you go to the website, it's not a checklist there. They will just explain it there that this is what you need, this is what you need. So you do a checklist by when you check the website, then you write it down. What are the papers you need to do? And then when you get that paper, you can check it. So you know that what are the other documents or papers that you still need to work on or submit. All right, so last tip number 11, the last tip but not the least, guys. I always say to you, last time I also mentioned this tip, just be patient, and be patient and pray for a positive outcome. Sorry guys, I'm looking on my código. I have a código because I write this down last night before I film this video. So I make sure that I don't miss any tip that I want to share in this video. So be patient and pray for a positive outcome. So prayer, guys, is very important as well, because if you have that faith and prayer, it will help you to be determined and to be honest and genuine with your application, guys. So yes, God is good all the time, but it's not, if it's not meant for you, it's not for you. But if it meant for you, it's great. But if it's not meant for you, guys, God always has a plan, even if it's not for the best this time, but he always have the best plan for each and every one of us. Oh guys, I almost forgot to mention this. So in order for you to apply a resident visa here in New Zealand, you must live here in New Zealand for 2 years. So not really like exactly 2 years, guys, as long as other people get approved resident visa if they live here for as long as like more than a year, even if it's just not really exactly for 2 years. But that's the requirement in the website, guys. So that's the first requirements there in the website that you be able to see or read there. You must live here in New Zealand for 2 years so you can apply a resident visa. Alright, loves, so thank you so much for watching. If you have further questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can follow me on Instagram at Good Life with Jen. You can follow me. You can message me in Facebook as well. I have a Facebook page. So I'm going to link all my social media accounts down below in my description box. So feel free to check it out. And okay, so see you in my next one, loves. Actually today I'm going to film 2 videos, so this is the first video that I am filming now, and I'm on the way to film the second one for today, which is another fashion vlog, guys. So I can't wait to see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching, loves. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Love you guys. Bye.